Hey guys, I'm Sweetnightingale and welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome to the first of a few new LPs that I'm going to be doing, which are going to be challenge based, and I'll explain this challenge in a minute as soon as I introduce you to the Sims here. Anyway, I just wanted to introduce myself for those of you that are new to my channel. I hope you subscribe and that you like the videos that you see here. For those of you that are familiar with my channel, I hope you're looking forward to these new LPs. Now, before I get started, I want to get something just kind of said here really quickly. I am playing with the visual impairment, and so my gameplay is going to be a little slower than a lot of the LPers that you've probably watched before. So I don't do really fast gameplay. And so if you're looking for something that's a little bit more fast-paced, you're going to be disappointed with my channel here. But I hope you'll enjoy, the more laid-back approach and that, because that's what I do, because I can't see well enough to do like really fast gameplay. So if you're, like I said, if you're looking for someone that just really rushes through it, then this channel isn't going to be for you. And also my videos kind of tend to get a little bit long. I think on the average I do about maybe 40 or 45 minutes. Sometimes I've gone over, sometimes I've done shorter ones, but on the average I'd say about 40 or 45 minutes. So if you're one of those that like a little bit of a longer video, then great. And if you're one of those that like a shorter video, then my channel doesn't really have like the 10 or 15 minute videos, because to me, I don't really like watching just a 10 or 15 minute video, especially if it's a gameplay or whatever, because to me it's a little choppy and you can't really get a whole lot done. I think, that's just my opinion. And so I myself, I like a little bit of a longer video. And if you can't watch it in one sitting, then you can always split it up, because a lot of times YouTube will mark where you were if you have to get off of that particular video. But if you like a longer video, great. Now, anyway, that said, I hope you guys will sit back and enjoy what you see here. And like I said, I hope you'll subscribe and hit the like button for this video. So anyway, I want to go ahead and I want to explain about the challenge that I'm going to do, and then I'll introduce you to the Sims. Now, this challenge is one that I made up myself, that I wrote up, and so it's going to be going on the Sims 3 forums, and I'm going to try to get it on Mod the Sims as well. I have to edit just a few things in the actual thing that I typed up, but if you watch the video that I put up yesterday, you'll get an inkling for what I'm talking about. Now, this challenge is one of the new challenges that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be doing several others that were on either the Sims 3 site or Mod the Sims. I put out some requests to my viewers to see what challenges that they wanted me to do, but this one I wrote up myself, and I think it could be pretty interesting. So basically what this challenge is, you have to, okay. What this challenge is you have to start out with a witch and a vampire. So what you're going to need for this challenge to work, and you're going to need a couple of things from the Sims 3 store. You're also going to need the Supernatural expansion pack and possibly Late Night, because you're going to need a vampire. And I'll explain a little bit later on too. If you don't want to play with the witch and a vampire, you can play with the werewolf and a fairy. So you are going to need at least the Supernatural expansion pack for this challenge to work, and possibly Late Night as well, so that you can get the full advantage of the vampires. You're also going to need the cow plant from the Sims 3 store, which is a premium content item. You're also going to need now, if you don't have Lunar Lakes, you're not going to get the Tree of Prosperity. So if you don't have Lunar Lakes, you can still play with this challenge, but you're going to kind of it's not going to be as much fun. Now, if you have Lunar Lakes, you're going to need the Tree of Prosperity as well. And you can also take advantage of the multi-tab from the Sims 3 store as well, but you don't have to. Now, let me go ahead and explain this challenge. I've named it the Redemption Challenge, and what's going to happen here, and I'll give you the storyline, and then I'll give you the rules a little bit. Now, the storyline is you have your witch, and there is a prestigious contest that happens every year. About either every year, every few years, and I like to think of it as every year. And so what this contest entails is the witches get together, and they have to, whoever wins is the best witch in the land and the most creative. So it's like a witch and creative contest. And so what happens is your witch goes and wins this contest. Well, the title holder for many decades, Witch Matilda, was sore that your witch won the contest, and so she raised a ruckus and accused your witch of cheating, which your witch actually did cheat to win the contest. And so the Council of Witches got together and had an emergency meeting, and it was proven that your witch sim, that your witch cheated to win the contest to take the title away from Matilda. Well, because cheating is very much looked down upon, There had to be some punishment meted out. Oh, and I also want to say, before I actually get into the punishment and stuff, so, you know, you got the fame and fortune and all that from winning, you know, as long as you held the title. And then you were also supposed to marry the love of your life in a lavish wedding ceremony. So anyway, it was proven that you cheated in the contest to win the contest. And so there had to be some punishment, right? So the punishment was that you had your ability, your witch powers, and your creativity stripped away. So you no longer knew how to do music or art or anything like that, and you had to redo your witch powers to get that leveled up again because that was all taken away from you. And also your lover was sentenced to die. Well, a sweet witch on the Council of Witches pleaded the case of the lover and said, you know, hey, he or she or whatever had nothing to do with this because, you know, after all, they were just a regular human. So, you know, they really had nothing to do with this. So the lover shouldn't die. However, the lover was made to live as a vampire until the curse could be lifted. Now, in order for the curse to be lifted, you have to get your witch to level up, max out all of his or her witch powers. And you can either do this with a male wizard or a female witch or whatever. So the gender doesn't matter. You can have a same-sex couple if you want to, you know. But I chose to have a female witch and a male vampire. So anyway, you have to get your witch or wizard leveled up to the highest level of spell casting, and you also have to master alchemy and cooking, because you have to learn all the alchemy recipes and you have to learn all the cooking recipes, because you're probably going to need ambrosia. Okay, and I'll get to that in just a minute. So you have to master those two skills and learn all of the recipes and all that for those. You also have to master skills in an area of study. Now there's music, and there's art, and there's inventing and sculpting. Now the music means that you have to master all 4 musical instruments: piano, guitar, bass, and drums. And along with that, you have to learn all of the songs that go along with that. Now if you choose not to do music, you can do either inventing and sculpting, which are the 2 skills in that particular area. There's 3 areas of study. So you can either do all music, or you can do inventing and sculpting, which are you master those 2 skills. And if you want to super max them out, then you can go ahead and do the challenges that are in the skill journal underneath that particular skill, which I'll show you when we get into the game what I mean by the challenges, if you're not familiar with it. Now, if you choose to do sculpting and inventing, you still have to master 2 musical instruments. So no matter what area of study you do, you have to master 2 musical instruments, and you can choose whichever ones that you want to do, like piano and drums, or bass and guitar, or guitar and drums, you know, whatever. So if you choose to do another area of study except just all music, you still have to master 2 musical instruments. Now the third area of study is art and writing, which means art is the painting skill, and of course writing, not writing, but writing. You know, because this is a creativity contest, I chose the areas of creativity rather than, like, say, athletics or writing or whatever. So, and also if you choose writing and art or painting, then you also have to master 2 musical instruments. So let me just explain again, just in case this sounds confusing, because it can be a little confusing, I'm sure. So if you do all music, you have to master all 4 musical instruments, plus learn all of the songs that go along with the instruments. And there's benefits, like if you super max out the skills too, okay? If you choose inventing and sculpting, you still have to master 2 musical instruments of your choosing. If you do art and writing, you still have to master 2 musical instruments of your choosing. And along with all that, you still have to learn all of the songs that go with it. You also have to learn all of the potions on the chemistry lab station, okay? So there's several things that you have to learn. You have to master the skills in your area of study, plus 2 musical instruments. You have to know all of the cooking recipes. You have to know all of the alchemy recipes for your witch. And you have to know, it's the area of study, cooking, alchemy, and then you have to learn all of the potions from the chemistry lab station. So you're going to need generations too, so you can get that chemistry lab station. So you are going to need several expansion packs if you're going to get this challenge to work properly. Okay. Now, the reason I'm having the witch do that is because part of the witch's charm is knowing potions. You know, they have to be good at potions and all that. So potions to me is the alchemy station and the chemistry lab station. You know, plus most witches are really good at cooking, and the alchemy goes along with the witch skill. So this challenge is, I mean, you have to prove that you're the biggest, baddest, toughest witch ever. So you have to know all this stuff. You have to learn all this stuff, you know, for this to work properly. Okay. which means you're going to be doing a lot of things. So because of this, your witch is not allowed to work outside the home. You have to have a self-employed profession. So you need to get a skill in something and then go to City Hall, and you can either be a painter, inventor, sculptor, or an alchemist, or a writer. And that would go along with the whatever areas of study and creativity that you would do. So again, writer, painter, sculptor, inventor, or alchemist. You can't get a job as a cook, in a restaurant. You can't work outside the home. You have to have one of those self-employed careers. And that'll kind of help you go along with your area of study. Okay. And now, if you succeed in this, if you level all this stuff up and learn everything that you're supposed to learn, you can take ambrosia once you're an elder. Now you have to wait till you're an elder for your witch. You can either take ambrosia or you can use the Young Again potion. And then along with that, if you learn all that stuff, then you can take the age freeze and become immortal. Okay. Now for your vampire sim, you can do pretty much anything you want with him or her or whatever, depending on what gender you have. They're not restricted to anything. They can do anything they want to do. It's your witch that really has to prove herself, because the vampire, your lover really didn't have anything to do with the contest, so he's just cursed to living as a vampire. Now if your witch learns all this stuff, your vampire can become human again, and if he wants to, or he can stay as a vampire and get the lifetime happiness reward that came with Supernatural, which would make it so that sunlight doesn't affect your vampire and he's immortal. So you can either turn him human, or you can make him be a vampire and he can be an immortal vampire. And if, like I said, if your witch masters all this stuff, then your vampire can also take Young Again potion and age freeze. And then you both can be immortal and love each other for the rest of your lives, to immortality and all that good stuff. Now, along the way, now this is a lot to do and this is a lot to learn, but along the way there are some obstacles, okay? Now, every day, your witch has to eat 3 magic jelly beans. Now, the jelly bean bush came with Supernatural. You have to put the jelly bean in like a dedicated part of your house or outside. I'd recommend, building a fence around it and putting a gate on the fence and having them go out to eat it that way, okay? So, along the way, like I said, you have to eat 3 magic jelly beans. Now, as you know, the magic jelly beans can kill you instantly, depending on which jelly bean you get. So, you have to eat 3 of them a day, okay? Now, you also have to have certain things on your lot. You have to have the cow plant, okay? You definitely have to have the cow plant. And if you have lunar lakes, you have to have the tree of prosperity, at least one of them. You can have more if you want to, but you have to have at least one of them, okay, on your lot. You also can get the multi-tab if you wish, but you don't have to. So you definitely got to have the cow plant. And if you have lunar lakes, you have to have the tree of prosperity. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy lunar lakes, just to get the tree of prosperity, because as you know, the worlds in the Sims 3 store are kind of expensive. So you can still do the challenge if you don't have lunar lakes. You're just going to be kind of not tempted to use a certain item. But the cow plant is pretty reasonable to get. I think it's like $4 or $5 in the Sims 3 store, and a lot of you I think have it. But you definitely need the cow plant. So on your lot, you have to have the cow plant, you have to have the jelly bean bush, and if you have lunar lakes, you have to have at least 1 tree of prosperity, okay? Now, if 3 days go by and you don't feed the cow plant, then the cow plant can have a chance of eating you, okay? But with this challenge, if you have to feed the cow plant every day, if you forget to, you also have to have the beekeeper's box too, which I'll explain in a minute too. Now, if you have to feed the cow plant every day. If you forget to feed the cow plant, then you have to add a jelly bean to your total. So if you haven't eaten your jelly beans, and if you forget to feed the cow plant, then you have to eat 4 jelly beans. If you choose to use the Tree of Prosperity for gaining a skill, because it's so easy to gain a skill level with that Tree of Prosperity, you have to eat a jelly bean. So if you choose to use the tree, it's going to cost you eating a jelly bean. So again, 3 total a day, plus if you use the Tree of Prosperity, you have to eat 4. You have to have the beekeeper's box on your lot, because that's going to go along with your alchemy. If you get stung by bees, you have to eat a jelly bean. You have to eat another jelly bean. So again, that could total 4 jelly beans. Now, if you can use the multi-tab, okay? You can use it to read books. You can use it to play the social game. You can use it to buy the books. But if you choose to use the multi-tab for gaining a skill level, like if you choose to listen to a tabcast on that multi-tab, again, you have to eat a jelly bean, okay? So there are certain things that if you choose to do, that's going to add to your total of jelly beans that you have to eat per day, okay? Now, there are certain ways to actually lessen the total of jelly beans that you can eat, and this is a permanent way. So let me go ahead and explain that you could actually have a total of, I think it's 7 jelly beans a day if you choose to do certain things. So you add your 3, plus if you get stung by a bee while taking care of the beekeeper's box. You have to have at least 1 beekeeper's box. So 3 jelly beans. If you get stung by a bee, if you get stung while taking care of that, that's 4 jelly beans you have to eat. If that day, if you forget to feed the cow plant, that's 5 jelly beans. If you choose to use a multi-tab for a tab cast, that's 6. If you forget to feed the cow plant, that's 7. So if you really screw up in a day, I mean, you end up having to eat like 7 jelly beans if you do all that in one day. Okay, but so I mean, choose wisely. If you use the Tree of Prosperity, choose wisely the tabcast you listen to. Just choose wisely, and don't forget about the cow plant, and make sure that you take care of those bees, because they will get you if you forget a day. Okay, so anyway, those are ways that you end up having to add jelly beans to your total. You have at least 3 that you have to eat per day. Now, your vampire can take your place in eating the jelly beans if you choose him to do that. But remember, it can kill you. You've got that certain risk. Now, if you choose to have your vampire do that, they have to eat all of the jelly beans. So, for instance, you can't have your witch eating 2 jelly beans and your vampire eating 1. There's only 1 sim that can consume the jelly beans per day. You can change it up if you want to. Like, one day you can have your witch do it, the next day you can have your vampire do it, and then go back to the witch or whatever. But you cannot have, you can't split it up between the 2 sims. You can have children if you want to, but remember, they have a 50% chance of becoming a vampire, which means that they're going to be cursed and shunned and all that, because we're going to say in this particular world, nobody likes vampires. So this challenge isn't like child-based or anything. I mean, you can have children if you want to, but there's no set number of children you have to have, and you don't have to have children if you don't want to. So this is one of the, I wanted to write up a challenge where it wasn't going to depend on how many children or heirs or whatever that you had. This challenge is going to be centered around your witch. Now, there are certain ways to get the total of your jelly beans taken off. If you master a skill in your certain area of study, then you get a 3-day reprieve of eating jelly beans. So there's 3 days where you wouldn't have to eat jelly beans if you master, your area of study. And let's say you chose inventing and sculpting. If you master sculpting, you get 3 days of not having to eat jelly beans. If you super max a skill, which means if you complete the challenges that's under the skill in the skill journal, then that is 1 jelly bean permanently taken off your requirement that you have to eat. So you can knock it down to 2. And for each additional skill that you master in your given area of study and super max it, again, you knock off that total of the jelly beans that you have to eat. If you master a skill in another area, like if you master a skill that you don't have to have, then that's a 1-day reprieve of eating jelly beans, because that's not a skill that's required. But if you do master a skill that that you don't have to have, like let's say athletics or something, then that is a 1-day reprieve of eating jelly beans. If you reach your lifetime happiness goal, then that is, I believe I had that set as 1 jelly bean taken off your total. I have to go back and look in my notes, but I think that's 1 jelly bean taken off your total. If you max out your career, like if your witch maxes out her profession, and again, you can't work outside the home, you have to have one of those professions that I named. If you max it out to that, to that level 10, then that's another jelly bean that you can knock off your total. So if you do certain things, you can actually have it to where you don't even have to eat jelly beans per day, unless you forget the cow plant, or if you take the Tree of Prosperity, or that kind of stuff. So so there are certain ways to actually knock down your jelly bean totals, which would give you better odds of surviving this. Now, if your witch happens to die from a jelly bean or any other cause, your vampire can resurrect the witch. However, your vampire sim has to take over learning the stuff that your witch, that your witch was learning, except for doing the spell casting, because vampires cannot do spell casting. So if your witch dies, then you can resurrect your witch, but you have to accomplish everything that your witch was supposed to accomplish before you can do that. So you have to kind of complete the challenge before you can do that. And then your vampire, of course, has to take over eating the jelly beans. Now, if they both die, you're kind of out of luck, I guess, unless you got a older child or something on the lot where, then the child has to take over. But, hopefully that won't happen. And if that does happen, then, you're kind of out of luck. I guess you would lose the challenge. Now, if for whatever reason your vampire dies, you can resurrect your vampire, but you can only do that. Your witch can only do that after they complete the challenge, like after they learn everything that they're supposed to learn. You can resurrect each other or someone. So that is the challenge, and that's the redemption challenge. Now, if you look at my video, and I'll put the link to that video in the description, you're going to be able to see, because I do go over this challenge in depth, and I do have on the screen where I typed it up in my document, so you'll be able to kind of pause the video and look at that. Now, I am going to add a few little notes in here because in the original one, I didn't have anything about the Tree of Prosperity or anything. Okay, so what you have to do in order to get into the game now, you have to, you can choose whatever town you want to live in, and choose the most expensive empty lot, because you have to build your house from the ground up, okay? So a lot of times you're going to choose like a 64 by 64 or 60 by 60 or whatever. So choose the most expensive lot in the town, kind of like what you would do with the Legacy Challenge. You got to choose the most expensive one, buy the lot, okay? Now you have to have, like I said, certain things on your lot. You have to have at least one beekeeper's box. You have to have the Tree of Prosperity. If you have Lunar Lakes, you have to have the cow plant. And you have to have the jelly bean bush, okay? And then you have to build a fence or whatever around that jelly bean bush, because I don't know if the zombies will get that. So there are those 4 things you have to have on your lot: the jelly bean bush, the cow plant, the Tree of Prosperity if you own Lunar Lakes, and the jelly bean bush. So you do have to have those 4 things. And once you can cheat to kind of get the money to buy all that, the 4 things, okay? You have to buy your lot. You have to have enough money to get those 4 things. You have to do that right away once you move on to your lot. Once you have all that stuff, you have to reduce your money to 600 simoleons, and you do that with the family funds cheat. If you don't know how to do that, you can always look it up, but I'll just kind of explain it. You turn on your testing cheats, then you bring up the cheat box again, then you type in family funds, the last name of your family, and then you do the $sign and then 600. Now, the reason I put 600 is because you can actually go to that leaves you enough money to go to the casino and play for some money, for your first night in town. Now, there's no restrictions on making money. You can do whatever you want to make money, except your witch cannot work outside the home. You can go to the casino. You can sell paintings, you can sell your alchemy creations, you can do whatever you want to make money. You can accept gifts. There's no restrictions on that. But you do have to get the things on your lot, and then you do have to reduce your money to 600 simoleons once you do that, okay? So that is our challenge. And I'll just kind of explain it again as we go on, because I know that this is a lot to remember. But I think this is going to be a fun challenge. In a way, it's kind of a skills challenge, but it's more of a focused area skills challenge, I guess. Now, as you guys know, those of you that are familiar with my channel, I am doing an all skills challenge with a couple, and that's pretty much just, okay, you got to master each and every skill that you can master, and you got to do the challenges that go along with it, and that's like hidden skills and unhidden skills and all that. So you got to try to master everything that you can master before your sim dies, okay? But this one is a little bit more directed. It's a little bit more rule-based and all that stuff, because there are certain things that you have to do, have to have, and there are certain things that you have to look out for and all that. So anyway, let's go ahead and show you the Sims. Now, I do love to talk, as you guys know, so I hope I didn't ramble too much. I hope you guys kind of get the little gist of it. Now, we do have a married couple. Now, you can either have your couple being married, or you can have them engaged, or boyfriend and girlfriend, but they do have to be a couple because you're supposed to get married. So anyway, our witch is Kiara LaChance. And here's what she's wearing for her every day. Now, the hair, I believe, came from the Sims 3 store, as did her outfit. Her personality, now, she's artistic, she's good, because now you kind of wonder, okay, why is she good if she cheated? But she, is very remorseful over what she did. After she got her punishment and everything, she turned very remorseful, and she believes that she deserved what she got, okay? Okay, so she's artistic and good. She's a natural cook, and this will help her master that cooking skill. She's a night owl, and she's a virtuoso. This will kind of help her master those 2 instruments. Now, the traits that you cannot have, you can pretty much have any trait that you want to, but you can't have like the lucky trait or the loser trait or the unlucky trait. Any of those that, like, if you die, You know how if you have certain traits, the Grim Reaper, like if you die, you know, he'll say, oh, you amuse me and I'll give you another chance, blah, 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 blah. You can't have any of those traits. It's going to help you out because if you die, you die. And you can't use any death flowers either. So if you die, and you can get resurrected, but your partner has to take over learning everything that you were supposed to learn. Okay. So just to kind of get that out of the way too. Now she's going to be the alchemy artisan, which means that she has to reach level 10 of the alchemy skill, and she has to use 50 alchemy elixirs. You can cast any spells that you want to. You can use any alchemy elixirs you want to. There's no restrictions on that. You can do that on any sim you want to. There's no restrictions on what you use the potions for. You just have to learn all the alchemy stuff and the potions and stuff. She likes lobster thermidor. She likes classical music, and her favorite color is blue. And I'll show you her voice in just a little bit here. But let's see. Here's her voice. There's her voice, and her astrological sign. I believe she's an Aquarius. Okay, so this is our witch, Kiara, and here's going to be our vampire. This is going to be Scott. This is going to be her husband. And this is what Scott's wearing for his everyday. This is Scott LaChance. And his personality, he's athletic, he's charismatic, he is disciplined, he's handy, and he is proper. Because he's going to be kind of like, you know, your typical, I guess, proper vampire. And his lifetime happiness wish is he wants to reach physical perfection. So reach level 10 of the martial arts and athletic skills, which we can do. Okay. Now, again, there's no restrictions on your vampire sim, and he can do things to kind of help your witch. Like you could send him out collecting alchemy ingredients and all this stuff. So he can help your witch. But you know, he's not gonna, like, if he reaches his lifetime goal or whatever, that's not gonna count toward the total of decreasing your jelly bean. It's all gonna be on your witch. The only way that your vampire can do any of that is if your witch dies from the jelly beans, and then they have to take over. But your vampire sim is just pretty much like a supporting person, you know, your husband or whatever, and you know, pretty much just married to you and contributing to the household funds and just kind of helping you out and stuff. So, but you know, what they do isn't gonna have credit toward taking, you know, toward contributing to the challenge. That's all going to be on your witch. His voice.
Oh, brats.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I had that one for his voice. He likes, his favorite food is tri-tip steak. He likes classical music, and his favorite color is green. And I believe I had him being a Taurus for his thing.
Yeah.
There's his voice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this started. Now there's I'm going to be playing this in Moonlight Falls because, you know, these are supernatural sims, and I thought, you know, Moonlight Falls is really the best place for your supernaturals because all the supernatural stuff is already there and I don't have to place it. So we're going to be in Moonlight Falls. Now, there are some things that I am going to add to the town, like I am going to add the casino and all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and edit our relationships here. And let's see. Edit relationships. They're going to be married. Spouse of. Okay. So they're going to be married. And we're going to go ahead and get them into the town and get them on a lot and stuff. And I am going to add a few things to the town, like I said. So I will be back in just a minute as soon as I get the town fixed up and as soon as we get them on a lot. Now, because they're supernaturals, you can actually have them interact with the Weatherstone. That's fine too. So so anyway, I'm going to cut out here and I'll be right back as soon as we get them situated and as soon as I add a few things to the town, and I'll show you what I did. All right, so just give me a second. Okay, guys, so we're back and we're going to go ahead and watch this Weatherstone come up, and it looks like it's going to come up around this old fishing hole here. So let's go ahead and watch it come up, and then I'll show you what I did with the town here, because I added a few things. So there's the Weatherstone. So actually it's in a pretty good place, so they can come out and go fishing, and they can interact with this Weatherstone if they want to. So it's right there by that pond. But anyway, what I did, and I did this along the riverside here, is I put the casino in. I also put in the Regency Arcade, put in the alfrescos farmer's market, put in the stone's throw greenhouse, and also the cinema plum bob. So they're going to have quite a few things to do along with, you know, everything that's already in Moonlight Falls. So anyway, I went ahead and put them on this lot over here. So we're going to go ahead and watch this here. Now, there's nothing on here right now, but as I said, there are a few things you're going to have on this lot. Now, when I put the original video up, when I was asking about challenges and stuff to do, and somebody put a comment up that they don't have the cow plant or anything. And I guess if you don't have the cow plant, I mean, the cow plant to me is like one of the most important things you really should have in this challenge, because that makes it a lot more fun. But if you don't have any of the premium content items that, you know, that I mentioned, you could still play the challenge. It's just, you're just not going to have those temptations and those obstacles and stuff that you would normally have, like when I explain the challenge. But you really do need supernatural to be able to play this, because you are going to need your witch and vampire, and or if you choose to play with the fairy and the werewolf, you're going to need those. So really you do need supernatural, because the most important thing really is to have that jelly bean bush on your lot, because that's the thing, that's the main obstacle that you're going to have, that you know, that's going to determine whether you live through this challenge or not. So anyway, as I said, we're going to have to put a few things on this lot. So we're going to go ahead and go into buy mode, and we're going to go ahead and get these things that are needed. And mostly what they are, they're going to be plants. So we're going to go ahead and go into decor. And now some of these, I believe they are under entertainment, but yeah. So here is the Tree of Prosperity. So I do have Lunar Lakes, so we do need to put in the Tree of Prosperity, and we're just going to go ahead and put one in now. I want to see where my lines are so that I know where to put this stuff here, because when I build the house, I really don't want to have this stuff like all in front here. So we're going to go ahead and put the Tree of Prosperity right here. Now you can actually, if you need to move this stuff around a little bit, you can actually turn the move objects on, and that's fine. So let's see, here is the, okay, so what we're also going to need is the jelly bean plant here, magic jelly bean bush, and we're going to have to build a fence around this thing. So now we can decide what color pot we want to get here. Oh, and jelly bean bush here. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and get this one here. So we'll go ahead and put this next to our Tree of Prosperity, just kind of sort of like right here somewhere, and we'll be able to build a fence around that. And then we also need the cow plant, which is there's our pea shooter. Okay, now you could have that to put the, you know, to be able to get rid of your zombies and stuff. So, but we do need the cow plant. Okay, so here is our cow plant. So we do need him, and we're going to go ahead and put him like, now we can put all these stuff like just kind of next to each other so that they're kind of like all in one area. So we're going to go ahead and put the cow plant right here. Now, okay, so we have the jelly bean bush, the Tree of Prosperity, and the cow plant. And I'm not going to worry about buying them a multi-tab right now, because it's not really what we need. So, and we do need the beekeeper's box, so we're going to have to get it. But I do want to make a fence around this. So we're going to go ahead and go into hobbies and skills, and we'll get the beekeeper's box because we are going to need that for our alchemy here. Okay, here is our beekeeper's box. So we're going to go ahead and put this little guy just sort of right there. We'll put that right next to the Tree of Prosperity. Now let's go ahead and build a little fence around our jelly bean bush here. And let's see, so we need fences. And we don't need anything like real, come on. We don't need anything like real super expensive or anything. There we go. We don't need anything real super expensive right now. We can always change this up if we need to. So we can go ahead and get this thing from the base game here. So we just need to build this around the jelly bean bush for right now. And then we'll have to get like a little gate to put up. And so here is this, and then we'll go ahead and connect it like so. Oops. Okay. Don't need anything real big. Just kind of like so. Okay. Okay, it looks tacky as hell right now, but we don't, actually we can, I'm going to move just a little bit of this here because we don't need it that big. We'll just leave it like that, I guess. Not a problem. We can always deal with it later. But let's go ahead and get a gate for this thing here. Okay. So we just need a little cheapy gate. So we'll just go ahead and put this thing right. We could just put it on the side here, I think. Yeah. We'll just put it on the side and then that'll work. We can always expand this like if we do a garden or whatever. Okay, so we have the cow plant, we have the tree of prosperity, we have the jelly bean bush. So we're going to go ahead and reduce our money down to 600 simoleons. Now we can go ahead and get the gifts and stuff. Now she wants to go ahead and harvest nice honey. And she also wants to learn alchemy skill. Now Scott here wants to join sports career and he wants to harvest nice honey. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take care of everything. Now we're going to go ahead and take care of feeding the cow plant here. We can play with him, we can pet him. So we'll just go ahead and have her take care of this cow plant right now. We'll feed him and then, now we don't need to harvest any honey right now. So now we're going to go ahead and let her do this. Now Scott, we're going to go ahead and send over to the casino and he can go ahead and start his gambling because we definitely need to get him out of the sun because otherwise he's going to be, okay, so he's going to go ahead and visit the Lucky Simoleon Casino and then we'll get his gambling started because he needs to get out of the sun because otherwise, oh, we need to reduce our money here to 600 simoleons. Okay, attention property owner, blah, 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 blah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and type in the family funds, LaChance, 600. All right, so we've got our, okay. Okay. If I learn how to spell it right here, family funds, LaChance, 600. Okay, so we've got our money down to 600. Now, this is going to give us just enough to go ahead and have them both go to the gambling casino here and do some gambling. So we'll go ahead and take care of our cow plant right now, and then we're going to go ahead and get the gifts, which we can go ahead and which we can do, and we can also go ahead and now this is what the cow plant looks like when they start playing with them and stuff here. And now we can go ahead and eat our jelly beans and so forth. So we'll go ahead and take care of that for the day, and then we'll go ahead and send her to the casino. Now watch her die like on the first day. I really don't want that to happen, but we're going to go ahead and get Scott taken care of here. Okay, so Scott's at the casino. Now we're going to go ahead and have him play for some high stakes. So we need to make sure that we get off of here. Now we'll go ahead and send him over to the slot machine. Now I fixed up the casino a little bit and I put in the roulette table and the poker table because those are from the new set that came from the Sims 3 store that adds to the casino here. So I did put those things in there, and I switched out one of the blackjack tables and put that in there. So Scott, we're going to have you just come over here and play for some high stakes for 300 simoleons. And Kiara, we're going to go ahead and come back with you. You're still playing with the cow plant. We're going to feed the cow plant. Now we'll go ahead and have her eat the jelly bean here. We'll go ahead and eat a jelly bean. So she's got the cow plant done for the day after she gets done feeding him. So now you can actually wait 3 days and he will get very hungry and he'll get the cake like on his tongue or whatever. His tongue will turn into cake. But in this challenge you have to feed him every day or you have to eat a jelly bean. Oh gosh, I was going, okay, wait a minute, what's going on here? So here is our newspaper or our university person here, our llama, but we don't want to have to worry about that. Ow, all right, so here's our jelly bean. Now she got okay, hi, your friendly neighborhood mascot here. Oh, we have so much in common, da 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 da. Okay, so now she wants to go ahead and eat 3 magic jelly beans. Learn street art skill. We'll put that, well, buy an alchemy station. I want to do that first before we do the street art skill. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Play with magic, which we will do. So we're going to go ahead. Now let's see what kind of moodlet she has for this here. Because she did eat one jelly bean. Squeaky clean. She's oddly powerful. Okay. From Magic Jelly Bean. The feeling of power is intense. Okay, so she's got that moodlet here, new stuff, and having a blast. All right, so we'll go ahead and let her eat another jelly bean. And this will be number 2 for the day. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we have for the moodlet here, because they will give you different moodlets for this thing, so it's pretty cool. Okay, so she's warmed for Magic Jelly Beans. There's nothing like the feeling of warm flame to make Sims happy. Okay, so she's having pretty good luck with this jelly bean bush. All right, so oops. Okay, check out new object. We're gonna go ahead and eat our 3rd jelly bean for the day. Okay. All right, so let's see what we have here for her now with this jelly bean bush. Okay, so she's buzzed for Magic Jelly Bean. It says, okay, caffeine can really wake a sim. Okay, so she's got the caffeine moodlet. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and have her accept the gifts, and then we'll send her over to the casino, and then we'll see if we can get some money here. Okay. So she's got all of her responsibilities done for the day. We've got our we've got our who is this? Okay, yep, there's our mascot. So we've got, we're going to go ahead and throw this university kit in her inventory. Now, I don't think we're going to have anybody go to university just yet. So that's going to be out for right now. I mean, in the challenge, I suppose you can go because there's still certain things that you can do. But, you know, we're not going to do that right now. So we're going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and accept gift from a friend. And then we'll go ahead and go to the casino. And then I'll probably just end the episode at the casino, and we'll start out with part 2 because I've talked quite a bit and I've shown you the Sims and stuff, and so we'll just see what we get here. All right. So we have quite a few gifts, and in this challenge, yes, you can accept gifts, so we're going to go ahead and take them here. Okay, so it says Assassin Bossman says, hope this helps your university Sims and would like to gift back to you. Don't have to send one. All right, so we're going to save this for university. Next is for one of your LPs from my new purple Sim, Bridget Jerrigan, and this is from Death Bell 87. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take it here with this little challenge. And we have a rubber ducky. We have a rubber ducky. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and send one back here to Death Bell 87. And we're going to go ahead and send back a surprise gift box. Okay. Oh, we can do a care package. So let's go ahead and do a luxury care package for Death Bell. Okay, so we're going to say, thank you for the rubber ducky. This will help. This will be great for my Sims with starting out my redemption challenge. Hope this is good for you and your Sims. Let's see, hope this is good. Enjoy. All right, so there is one for Death Bell 87. Okay, there we go. Now we'll get some lifetime happiness points for this because they get like 600 when they give a gift. Okay, so we have from Pearls Jana, says enjoy. All right, so we have a care package, it looks like. And we are getting a Quaker lamp, or a quacklit lamp. Quacklit lamp. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and send something back to you. And we can send a surprise gift box to you. So we're going to say, thanks for the lamp. This will be useful for my Sims in my new redemption challenge. Hope this is good. Enjoy. All right. So there is a gift for you. Okay. Okay, so next we have Carol the Pirate. Glad to hear you are better. Enjoy. Well, you know what? It's good to be better because I hate being sick. I certainly do. You know what? We're gonna get a duck army because we have another rubber ducky. Okay, so we can put our ducks in a row just like Landros does here. So we've got another rubber ducky. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and send back a luxury care package here to Carol. Thanks for the rubber ducky. This will be fun for my Sims in my new redemption challenge. Hope this is good, and it's so nice to be feeling, let's see, it's nice to be feeling, okay, it's nice to be better. Let's see, it's nice, and I'm glad I'm a lot better. Okay. So thank you so much. Yeah, I hate being sick, and it's really nice to be back and feeling. It's nice to be back and feeling human again. Let me tell you. Okay, so from Silver 6022, and we have the message from the game. And it looks like we're getting a care package, and oh gosh, we're getting 200 simoleons. So very, very nice. We can certainly use the money. So we're going to go ahead and send back a surprise gift box for you. And we're going to say, thank you for the 200. This will help my Sims in my new redemption challenge. Hope this is good for you and your Sims. Enjoy. Okay. Very nice. Okay. So here is a gift for you. Next we have MK5 Val, and we're getting a surprise gift box, and we have the message from the game. So it looks like we have bubble baths. So we have our 2 rubber duckies and bubble baths. So we're doing good. We're really doing good, guys. Okay, so we have, we're going to go ahead and send back a surprise gift box for you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to say, thank you for the bubble bath. This will be great for my Sims in my new redemption challenge. Hope this is good and hope you enjoy. All right. Okay. So here is a gift for you. Next we have Terrell E. Gray Jr. and we're getting a care package, and this is a message from the game. And it looks like we have the Slouch and Deliver easel. So very nice. That came with University Life, so somebody can paint. And I've sent back all of my gifts. I can't do any more right now today, so I do apologize. I know I've said it before. I do wish that we could send more than 5, but as it is, 5 is the limit, so I do apologize. Okay, so from Tiger Eye 1105 says, hope you enjoy. Well, I'm certainly sure I will, and we can use anything we get. Okay, so we have the street art kit. Very nice. And I can't send anything back because I got my 5. Okay, so from Nick 026, and he did a smiley face, and we're getting a care package. So we are getting a stereo, it looks like. Very nice. I would die laughing if we got a car. And I think the only way you can get a car is like from the green ones, which is a surprise gift box. Okay, so from Nick 026 says, hope there's a car in this present. Well, let's see what we get here. It would be lovely if we had a car. But we have a TV. So we have the Obervision Panasonic panoramic from Langrab Industries. So yep, we have a TV. So if we can get a shelter around us, then we can put some of this out, and that would be wonderful. So we can't send anything back. Okay, so from Nick 026, and he did a little heart sign. So we have the fern. So very cool. We'll have something pretty to sit out. Okay, so from Nick 026 says, hey, me again. Well, that's great. It's always nice to see ya here. So we have we have a care package and we have the tennis table. So very cool. They'll have something to have some fun on for when they get stressed out. Nick 026, I don't have any friends. Can you tell people to add me? So those of you that are watching this challenge, add Nick 026, please, because I'm his only friend. So yeah, that way, you know, he can have a little bit more friends. So yeah. All right, so we have gotten the globe sculpture. Okay, very cool. Thank you for that. Okay, so from Isabel 7155, and we are getting a care package and the message from the game. So it looks like we have the business planner, which came with University Life. Very, very cool. Okay, so from Astaria, and we're getting the prize gift box and the message from the game. And it looks like we have the permapalm. Okay, so we have another thing to set out that's really pretty, so thank you. Another one from Astaria. For any needy sim family. Well, I would say this family is pretty needy, so we're going to go ahead and take it here. And it looks like we have the mobile radio station. So very, very nice. Now that came with University Life for those of you that don't know. Okay, so from VMaster20101 says, Bam, it's a gift. Okay, so we're getting a care package. Very nice. Okay, and it looks like we have another rubber ducky. So that's like 3 rubber duckies for this family. Very cool. So thank you so much for that. And it looks like we're getting a supernatural elixir from Terrell E. Gray Jr. Says enjoy. All right, let's see what we're getting. We are getting the skill booster. So very cool. Now, for this challenge, you can use the skill booster elixirs. So that's not going to count against you where you have to eat a jelly bean for that. So you can use that legitimately without it costing you anything. Okay, so from Bo Dummy, hope your Sims can use this care package. Haven't sent out any gifts lately. Well, it's always nice to see your name pop up. So yeah, and we're getting a care package. Looks like we are getting the sketchbook. So very cool. That's another thing that came with University Life. Okay, so from Franstantine, I hope I'm saying that right, but Franstantine. So glad you are feeling better. I was so worried about you. Sweet Sharon hugs. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, you know, it was not good when I couldn't play. You know, I really missed you guys, and I really missed doing the game, and really missed doing the videos, and it just felt so weird for me to be away. But you know, thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate that. You know, you were thinking about me and stuff. So thank you so much. I do appreciate that. So we're getting a care package from you, and oh gosh, 750 simoleons. We can certainly use that, so thank you so much. That will help. Okay, so from What's Her Name 82, we're getting a care package and the message from the game. And we have gotten a shower. Very cool. So at least we'll be able to furnish the bathroom a little bit. So very nice. Okay, so from Niz075 says enjoy. We're getting a care package. And it looks like we have a TV and a chair. So very cool. So at least we have something to watch and entertain ourselves here. Okay, so from Wombat 19521 says, hi from Oz. I love your LPs. You know what? Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much. And number 2, I've been to Australia 2 times. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Just out of curiosity, what part of Australia are you from? I've been to Sydney, Brisbane, Cairns, Alice Springs, Ayers Rock, and Darwin. And I've also spent a week in New Zealand. So, love it there. The people there were just so super duper nice. Would love to go back. Would love to go back anytime I could, but you know, it costs a lot of money to go from here to there. So, I don't see it happening anytime soon, but I love it there. You know, our whole family just really, really enjoyed ourselves there. So, yeah. All right, so we're going to get a care package. I'll quit babbling about Down Under, but I did love it. All right, so we are getting 400 simoleons. Oh, gosh, we can certainly use this money. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so from Lionessa, very nice. Hello again. This is for any of your Sims that need it. I love your LPs, especially when you sing. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, and I love to sing, and I'm always just singing something. So, all right, so we're going to get a surprise gift box from you, and it looks like we are getting a beverage maker. Okay, so they can get some jacked up on caffeine. And actually, you know, I have to tell you guys my little coffee story, but I'll do that a little bit later, probably in another video. But Just suffice it to say, I've gotten a few new little gadgets, coffee-wise and tea-wise and stuff, and really, really enjoying them. And this doesn't look anything like the ones that I got, but, you know, so every time I look at the coffee makers and stuff, I'm going to think, okay, does it look like mine? Is it anything like mine? But, yeah, I'll tell you guys that story a little bit later on. So, anyway, we have Lionessa from, says, "Hi, Sweet Nightingale, love your LPs and your laughter." Well, thank you. This is for any of your Sims that need it. Well, I'd say this family needs it. Thank you so much. I love to laugh. I just think the world is a lot better place when you can laugh. All right, so we are getting, looks like the vinyl stereo. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Okay, so we are getting Passions 1454 says, "Loving your LPs. Please check mine. I'm doing the Black Widow challenge." Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. So, yeah, I'll have to look at that. I'm not sure what your channel is on YouTube, but yeah, I'll have to look at that. And we are getting a stereo. Very cool. That's one of those little portable stereos that they can get. Okay, so from Maddie Jolie says, "Here is a gift for my best friend." Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's, you know, it always makes me smile when I see your name come up. So yeah, so we're getting a care package, and it looks like we have, okay, looks like we have an arcade machine and an all-fizz, which is a cola. Okay, very cool. They're going to have a lot of things to have a little bit of fun with, so that's going to be nice. Okay, so from Managala, or Managa Love. Okay. I don't think I've seen you before, but that's okay. It's always nice to see, you know, a new person come up. So anyway, we're going to get an elixir, and we have the message from the game. And we're getting a jar of friendship, which will help us out a lot. Oh, excuse me, tickle in my throat here. Oh. Okay, so from and I'm going to have a hard time saying this here. Managa Love. Okay, so another elixir and a message from the game here. So let's see what we have. Oops. Okay, so we are getting an Essence of Magic. Wonderful. This will help out so much because, you know, when we start playing with that magic, our magic meter is going to go down, so that will help. Okay, so from Darius011, and we're getting a care package. We have the message from the game. And it looks like we have the whiteboard and the podium. Very cool. Now, those things came with University Life. Okay, so from Managa Love, hey, I said it this time, an elixir and the message from the game. And it looks like we are getting a flask of sleep. Very nice. So I'm going to have to send you some elixirs back whenever I can send gifts back because that is awesome. I love getting elixirs. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so from MomRay44 says, "Hope this is simoleons." Okay, so we're getting a care package. Let's see what we get. Well, not simoleons, but we got a street art kit, which is great. So thank you so much. And from MomRay44 says, "Hope this is something good for your Sims and you use it in an LP you want. Here you go. Enjoy." All right, so we're going to go ahead and take it here, and we're getting a surprise gift box. And it looks like we have the commercial planter. Okay, so very cool. Very, very nice. From Terrell E. Gray Jr. says, "Happy Sim Monday." Okay, very nice. So this must have come in, I guess probably a couple of days ago. So yeah. All right, so let's see what we have. We have a chair. Okay, very cool. Very, very nice. Okay, so from Managa Love, and we're getting a surprise gift box, or not a surprise gift box, but a care package. It looks like we have a desk. Very cool. Yes, we have a desk, and we have a soccer ball. Or no, not a desk, but a foosball table. Okay. I thought it looked a little bit long for a desk, but yeah, you never know. So we got a foosball table and a soccer ball, so you know they can have a lot of fun with that. Okay, so from RM Simmer, and we're getting a surprise gift box and the message from the game. And we have gotten 300 simoleons. Very, very nice. That is certainly going to help us out a lot. It's from ABC Girl. We're getting a message from the game and a surprise gift box. And we got some more bubble baths. So we got 3 rubber duckies and 2 bubble baths. So, you know, that's going to help us out a lot. Okay, so from Moose Bear 41 says, "Hey, I thought I'd send you a gift of great video, Tip, lifetime rewards. It was old video, I think a few months ago. I didn't know. Thanks. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure what that meant, but I think you did send me something some time ago. But you know what? It's always nice to see you sending. It's always nice to get a gift. Okay, so it looks like we have the globe sculpture. All right, so these are all of our gifts that we're going to be able to accept. The one that we have here is for university for university. So we're going to have to save that for university. All right, so we're going to go ahead and send, nice. We're going to go ahead and send, looks like Scott got some money. And we're going to go ahead and send Kiara over to the Lucky Simoleon Casino. We're going to have her go onto the slot machines. Now, Scott has made, okay, so we've got 813 simoleons. So Scott, you're going to go ahead and get on this slot machine. Kiara, we're going to go ahead and send you over here to this one. And you're going to play for some high stakes. Okay. So we've got all of our responsibilities taken care of right now. Now we do need to have her play with some magic and all that good stuff. So Scott, you want to go ahead and send a text to Dusty, whatever that is. Acquire vampiric sunscreen. We can try. I don't know how that's going to work. Learn athletic skill. Now, Kiara, I used to want to harvest nice honey. We're going to probably take some of this off. Eat 3 magic jelly beans and buy an alchemy station. Okay, we'll probably get the wish to play with magic again, but yeah, we'll just go ahead and... They're not doing so good, you guys. Okay, so we have gambling skill to level 1 for Scott. Okay, so now... What I did with this casino, and sometimes, as you guys know, when I play with the casino, I will sometimes make it into an exclusive lounge, but I went ahead and just left it for visitors allowed, so that we could go to the casino anytime we wanted to and they don't have to dress up. I still do have the professional bars in it, but I did go ahead and swap out one of the blackjack tables and put in one of the new ones, and then put in the poker table as well. So we do have quite a few things in here. We do have quite a few things in here, plus, yeah, you guys, oh, Kiara won something. So we do have quite a few things in here. I left the piano in here, so we could end up having a pianist in here, but I don't know. We'll see. We could always get somebody on the piano to play it, but maybe get some tips or something in here, because this would be a good place to get tips. But, yeah, so I just thought I'd do a little something different with the casino. And just leave it for visitors allowed and all that good stuff. So Kiara got gambling to level 1. That way we could go pretty much any time we can go, so that's good. Now, I'm starting to get a little hungry, but yeah, starting to get a little hungry. Scott's doing okay. Okay, so Scott won some money. Very nice. Gambling skill to level 2 for Scott. Okay, so we're going to have to get them something to sleep on here. So we need to win a little bit of money so we can at least put something down for them. Yeah. Okay, Kiara got... No, Kiara didn't get nothing. Somebody else got something. Scott got a jackpot. That is awesome. Scott, you rock. Scott, you rock. You really do. You rock. You really do. You rock. Yep. So Scott's got almost 6,000 in winnings. Okay. Kiara, you're losing it here. She got gambling skill to level 2. And Scott won 5,000 simoleons, paparazzi, da-da-da-da-da. A lot of these things, mixologist. Okay. Okay, guys. Kiara, let's see what you're winning or losing. You're probably losing. Yeah. Well, we've got 351 simoleons, so we're 50 bucks up for her, but we need to start winning some more. We could put her on another slot machine and just see, but we do need to get... Yeah, we could actually get her onto another slot machine here. So Kiara, let's go ahead and get you off of here. And let's go ahead and have you play for some high stakes over here.
Jignack.
Okay, make it rain. LaChance family won 351 from the slot machine. Let's see how you do this one over here, Kiara. Yeah. Let's see if you win something over here. So I'll probably play for their first day in town and then just end the episode. Because this one's going to get a little long and I wanted to kind of get them started really well. Really get them started pretty well. So we're going to just kind of move this camera around a little bit so that we can see. But it would be nice for me to be able to get at least a little shelter over their head. It may be small and not so good, but So she got something, I think. Come on, Scott. How about another jackpot? Okay. Alright, come on, you guys. Okay, Scott, we may have to get you off of this one and put you onto another one over here. Oh. Kiara, did you get something? Let's do a couple more polls, and we're gonna have to get something to eat and some dinner and stuff, but yeah. Okay. Alright, so gambling skill to level 3 for Scott. And gambling skill to level 3 for Kiara. Okay, come on, guys. We could put them over here to something else. Kiara, how about you come over here to the slot machine? You go over here and play for some high stakes over here. Scott, you guys seem to have some pretty good luck, like over here. You go ahead and play for some high stakes over here. Okay. Let's see how you do on these things here. Okay. So this is just going to say how much they won from the slot machine. 240. So we're winning a little bit, but not really a whole heck of a lot. Okay, we may have to just kind of call it quits or something. Get them something to eat and just kind of go on from there, because we're not doing real great right now. But at least we got a little bit of money. At least we got a little bit of money that we can actually build something. Okay. Okay. Now we need to have her start playing with magic so that we can start leveling some stuff up and actually start learning some skills and stuff. Okay, come on, guys. So a lot of people are hanging out at this casino, I gotta tell you. They really are. You guys. So Kiara won something, which is good. Kiara, how much did you win? Okay, so she's got 670 bucks or something, whatever that is. Yeah. Okay, Scott, you're not doing so good. Well, this girl got a jackpot. We need that to rub off on us. But I think they're losing. I think they're going to get the moodlet where they're losing. So, this doesn't always give us what we want to get. Ooh. Oh, there's a fairy, it looks like. Okay, come on, guys. Oh, Scott. Alright, so raccoon, who cares? Okay, we need to keep an eye on these guys and make sure that we get their needs and everything taken care of. He's thirsty. A little thirsty. Bladder.
Let's walk.
We need to have him go to the market and have him get some plasma fruit and stuff so that he can have that in his inventory. Okay.
I think so.
All right.
Oos. Wibs. Oh, Johnny.
Now we could just kind of go over here to the place and order some food here. Oops. You know, let's have them just do. Let's just go ahead and have them do a little bit more of this. We could actually have Scott drink from. Oh, we got a jackpot. Very nice, Kiara. We could actually have Scott drink from Kiara if we need to. Very nice. So she got a jackpot. So we're gonna do good. Gambling skill to level 4 for Scott. Very good. Now we could actually have him go out and get his job and stuff, you know, all that. Because he will need to do... Ooh, we got another jackpot. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. We're doing good now. Gosh, and it's a full moon. You know what? I need to go into my options here because I actually had somebody over the other day and they were playing with my Sims game. So I do need to go into my options and check on my full moon here. Let's see. Just to kind of make sure that things are back where they need to be. Okay, yeah, so I have them set at 110 days. Advanced demographics. Okay, so I've got my supernaturals turned on. Seasons and environment thing. Okay, so lunar cycle. All right, I want my full moon set back on, I think, every 6 days. Yeah, I want that set on 6 days because she had it turned on because she wanted to see the person that was over here wanted to see the zombie, so she put a full moon on like every night, and I don't want that. So yeah, I'll fix that. All right, we got a jackpot. So we got the full moon in the night sky. Gambling skill to level 4 for Kiara. Dear. All right. So what we should do is we should go ahead and have Scott get his job, and we should actually start making our shelter because we are getting a little bit of money right now, which is good. We need to we'll need to go ahead and have Scott get his job, and then we'll go ahead and have him get some plasma fruit because he's going to get pretty thirsty. The bladder and everything are going to start to go, so we're going to go ahead and get him his job. Okay, guys, so we're back, and we're going to go ahead and get them off of the slot machines and stuff. And Kiara, we're going to go ahead and have her just go to eat something at the cafe. Scott's going to go ahead and get his job, and he's also going to go ahead and shop for some plasma fruit. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build them a little house on their lot, like a little shelter. It's not going to be very big. I'm probably going to, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. And I'll go ahead and build them a little something off camera so that they have something to at least sleep in. Because they do have a little bit of money. So we can go ahead and do that. We've got like 18,000 simoleons to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and build them a little something. We're going to go ahead and get them home. And we're going to go ahead and get them put to bed. In the next part, we're just going to go ahead and get him some plasma fruit and stuff. And that way he's got that in his inventory and all that. So I'll show you their house, their little shelter that I'm going to build for them in the next part. And we'll get them started on their first, on their first weekday. And we'll see what we can do. So we'll start getting some of that magic done and some of the skills done. So anyway, you guys have a fantastic day. Hope you're going to enjoy this challenge. Hit the like button, subscribe to see more of this challenge, plus any of the other LPs that I do. Leave a comment, tell me what you think, and we'll talk to you guys all later. Bye, guys.